All right, so let's dive into the world of brokers. I think, you know, everyone has heard the term, but what do they actually do? And more importantly, what can they do for you?
That's a great question and one that we'll be exploring in depth today.
Exactly. We're going beyond the surface today, dissecting the role of brokers in modern finance. And for this deep dive, we're going to be drawing insights from a YouTube channel called Riqueza Vital.
Riqueza vital.
Yeah, that's vital wealth in Spanish.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, one of the things that caught my eye from Riqueza Vital was just how far back brokers go. We're talking 17th century Amsterdam Stock Exchange.
Wow.
Picture a scene straight out of a Dutch master painting,
Okay.
but with yelling about tulip bulbs instead of brushstrokes,
I love that. That's a great image.
right?
It's remarkable, though, isn't it? That image of brokers huddled on the exchange floor seems like a relic of the past. But what's fascinating is how technology has completely reshaped the landscape. We've gone from frantic hand signals to algorithms executing trades at lightning speed.
Yeah, so while the methods have evolved, the core function of a broker remains the same, connecting buyers and sellers in the financial market.
Right.
But it's definitely not just about buying and selling anymore, is it?
No, absolutely not. The modern broker wears many hats. They can be your financial advisor, your market analyst, even your portfolio manager. Some brokers provide in-depth research reports, while others offer educational resources to empower you to make informed decisions. The scope has expanded dramatically.
Okay, so let's unpack this a bit. When I think broker, the first thing that pops into my head is stocks. But Riqueza Vital points out there's a whole ecosystem of brokers specializing in different areas.
Exactly. You have your stockbrokers, of course, who navigate the world of publicly traded companies. But there are also forex brokers specializing in currency exchange, which might be relevant to, if you're thinking about international investments or travel. And if you're interested in more complex instruments like futures and
Futures
options,
and options, see, those always seemed a bit intimidating to me.
they can be for sure, which is why having a knowledgeable broker in that area is crucial. Futures contracts, for example, let you buy or sell an asset at a predetermined price on a future date. It's a way to manage risk, but it requires a deeper understanding of market dynamics. Options, on the other hand, give you the right but not the obligation to buy or sell an asset at a specific price within a certain time frame.
So it sounds like choosing the right type of broker is a crucial first step.
Absolutely. It's like choosing the right tool for the job. You wouldn't use a hammer to screw in a light bulb.
Right.
Similarly, you need a broker whose expertise aligns with your investment goals and risk tolerance,
Ah,
someone who understands your individual needs.
okay. And Riqueza Vital emphasizes that finding the right broker isn't just about expertise, it's also about trust. They talk about regulation being key.
Yes, regulation is paramount. You want to ensure your broker is licensed and adheres to ethical practices. It's about protecting your investments and ensuring a level playing field.
So it's kind of like the safety net in a financial high wire act.
That's a great analogy.
Right.
And speaking of safety nets, Riqueza Vital also stresses the importance of understanding fees.
Right, because those can eat into your returns if you're not careful.
Exactly. Some brokers charge commissions on every trade, while others operate on a fee-based model. It's essential to compare costs and weigh them against the services offered. A lower fee might seem appealing, but it could come with limited access to research or personalized advice.
So it's all about finding that sweet spot between cost and value.
Precisely. And don't forget to factor in the technology. A user-friendly trading platform can make a world of difference, especially if you're an active trader. Look for features like real-time quotes, charting tools, and mobile accessibility.
And let's not overlook good old-fashioned customer support. Having someone to talk to when you have questions or need assistance can be invaluable.
Absolutely. A responsive and knowledgeable support team can provide peace of mind, especially when you're dealing with something as important as your financial future.
For sure. So we've covered the what, the why, and the who of brokers. But how do they actually benefit you, the investor? What are the real advantages of having a broker on your side?
Well, think of a broker as your guide to the financial markets. They can help you navigate complex landscapes, identify opportunities, and even manage risk. They can provide access to investments you might not otherwise be able to access, and they can help you develop a strategy that aligns with your goals. They can be an invaluable ally on your financial journey.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
But of course, there are two sides to every coin. What are some of the potential downsides to working with a broker?
Well, as we discussed, fees are a major consideration. You also need to be mindful of potential conflicts of interest. Some brokers may be incentivized to push certain products or services even if they're not the best fit for you. It's crucial to do your due diligence, ask questions, and make sure you're comfortable with the broker's recommendations.
So it's a partnership, but a partnership that requires a healthy dose of skepticism and critical thinking on your part.
Exactly. Don't blindly follow advice. Educate yourself. Understand the risks involved and make sure you're comfortable with the decisions being made.
Riqueza Vital really drives home the point that financial literacy is key. It's not enough to rely solely on your broker. You need to have a basic understanding of the markets and investment principles to make informed decisions.
It's about empowerment. The more you know, the better equipped you are to make choices that align with your financial goals.
So where do we go from here? We've laid a solid foundation, but there's still so much to explore in the world of brokers. What are some of the key trends shaping the future of this industry, and how might those impact our listeners' financial journeys? We'll dive into those questions and more in the next part of our deep dive. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. So before we jump into the future of brokerage, I think it's worth pausing to consider one of the biggest shifts we've seen, the democratization of investing.
Yeah, that's a great point. Riqueza Vital touches on this too. It used to be that only the wealthy had access to brokers and financial advice. Now, with online platforms and lower fees, practically anyone can invest.
Right. It's been a game changer, no doubt. But it's also introduced new challenges. With so many options available, how do you, the individual investor, navigate this landscape and find the right resources? That's where a good broker can be invaluable.
Yeah, it's almost like having a personal Sherpa guiding you through the complexities of the financial mountains, helping you avoid pitfalls and reach your summit, which is, of course, your financial goals.
I like that analogy. And just like a Sherpa, a good broker brings more than just knowledge of the terrain. They bring experience, a steady hand, and the ability to adapt to changing conditions. The financial markets are constantly shifting, and having a trusted guide can make all the difference.
So we've established that a broker can be a valuable asset.
Hmm.
But how do you actually go about finding the right one? It's not like choosing a restaurant based on Yelp reviews, right?
It's definitely more nuanced than that. There are several factors to consider. First, think about your investment style and goals. Are you a buy and hold investor looking for long-term growth, or do you prefer a more active approach?
Right, that makes sense. If you're someone who's constantly checking the market and making trades, you'd probably need a different type of broker than someone who's investing for retirement decades down the line.
Exactly. Your investment style should dictate the type of broker you choose. A full-service broker, for example, might be a good fit for someone who wants personalized advice and portfolio management. But if you're more hands-on and comfortable making your own decisions, a discount broker with lower fees and a robust online platform might be a better option.
Okay, so it's really about aligning your needs with the broker's services. And Riqueza Vital also talks about the importance of researching a broker's reputation and track record.
Absolutely. You want to look for a broker with a solid history of ethical conduct and client satisfaction. Read reviews, check their regulatory standing, and don't be afraid to ask for references.
And it's okay to interview multiple brokers before making a decision right.
It's not only okay, it's encouraged. Think of it as finding the right business partner. You want to make sure your personality is meshed, that their communication style aligns with yours, and that they understand your financial vision.
It's all about building that trust and rapport, which is crucial in any financial relationship. And speaking of relationships, let's talk about the evolving role of technology in this space. We're seeing more and more AI-powered platforms and robo-advisors popping up. Does this mean human brokers are becoming obsolete?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? While technology is undoubtedly transforming the financial landscape, I believe human brokers still have a vital role to play.
I'm curious to hear your perspective on this. It seems like technology could potentially offer more efficiency and lower costs.
It can, and in many cases it does. Robo-advisors, for example, can be a great option for passive investors looking for low-cost portfolio management. But technology still lacks the nuanced understanding of human behavior and the ability to provide truly personalized advice.
So it's not a case of one replacing the other. It's more about finding the right balance between human expertise and technological efficiency.
Precisely. Technology can automate tasks, analyze data, and identify trends. But it's the human broker who can interpret that information, tailor it to your specific circumstances, and provide the emotional support that's often needed in financial decision-making.
Yeah, it's that human element that can make all the difference when you're facing a market downturn or making a major financial decision. A good broker can be a voice of reason, a sounding board, and a reassuring presence during times of uncertainty.
And let's not forget the educational aspect. A human broker can guide you through complex concepts, explain different investment strategies, and help you develop a deeper understanding of the financial markets.
So it's about empowering you, the investor, to make informed decisions and feel confident in your choices.
Exactly. And that's something technology alone can't replicate. It's that human connection, that ability to build trust and rapport that sets human brokers apart.
So while the tools and technology are constantly evolving, the core principles of good brokerage remain the same: integrity, transparency, and a genuine commitment to serving the client's best interests.
Absolutely. Those are the non-negotiables. And as we move forward, I believe the most successful brokers will be those who can effectively leverage technology while maintaining that crucial human touch.
It's about finding that sweet spot where technology enhances and empowers the human advisor, creating a truly synergistic relationship. But what does this mean for the future of the industry? What trends should our listeners be paying attention to as they navigate this ever-evolving world of finance? Let's explore those questions and more in the final part of our deep dive. Stay with us. Welcome back to the deep dive. So we've explored the ins and outs of brokers, their evolution, and the evolving relationship between technology and human expertise. But now let's look ahead. What's on the horizon for the world of brokerage, and what does it mean for you, the investor?
Well, the future of brokerage is exciting, with several trends reshaping the landscape. One that stands out is the rise of specialized brokers catering to niche markets. We're not just talking about different asset classes anymore.
So not just stocks versus bonds versus real estate, but something more granular.
Exactly. Think thematic investing. You
Hmm.
might have a broker specializing in renewable energy companies, or another focused on artificial intelligence, or perhaps one catering specifically to the burgeoning space tourism industry.
Wow, that's fascinating. It seems like this move towards specialization could allow for a deeper level of expertise, which would benefit investors seeking targeted opportunities.
Precisely. It also speaks to another growing trend, values-based investing. More and more investors are seeking alignment between their portfolios and their personal ethics.
Hmm. So instead of just chasing returns, investors are considering the impact their investments have on the world.
Absolutely. And brokers are responding to this demand. We're seeing the rise of brokers specializing in sustainable investing impact, investing even ESG-focused portfolios. These brokers help clients invest in companies that prioritize environmental, social, and governance factors.
So it's almost like a personalized approach to not just financial returns, but also social impact. What other trends are you seeing emerge?
Well, building on that personalization, we're witnessing a shift towards hyper-personalization driven by advancements in technology. Think AI-powered platforms that analyze your risk tolerance, financial goals, and even your behavioral patterns to provide tailored investment recommendations.
It sounds like science fiction, but it's becoming a reality. Imagine a platform that knows your investment style better than you do.
It's not that far-fetched. These platforms can analyze massive amounts of data, identify patterns, and generate insights that would be impossible for a human to process alone. It's not about replacing human advisors, but rather augmenting their capabilities, giving them powerful tools to serve their clients better.
Right. So it's back to that synergy between technology and human expertise.
Uh,
What about the role of education? Riqueza Vital really emphasized the importance of financial literacy for investors.
I couldn't agree more. And we're seeing this reflected in the industry as well. Brokers are becoming more proactive in providing educational resources, hosting webinars, offering online courses, even incorporating gamification to make learning about finance more engaging.
It's almost like they're evolving from transactional intermediaries to educators and partners in their clients' financial journeys.
Exactly. Because an empowered investor is a more informed investor, better equipped to make sound decisions and navigate the complexities of the markets.
So as we wrap up our deep dive, what's the key takeaway for our listeners? What should they be thinking about as they consider their own financial futures in this ever-evolving landscape?
I think the most important takeaway is this. The world of finance is becoming increasingly complex, but it's also becoming more accessible and personalized than ever before. Don't be intimidated by the jargon or the sheer volume of information. Embrace the opportunity to learn to explore and to find the resources that align with your individual needs and goals.
And whether you choose to work with a traditional broker, a robo-advisor, or forge your own path, remember that knowledge is power. The more you understand about the markets, the more confident you'll feel in making decisions that shape your financial future.
And never underestimate the value of a trusted advisor. A good broker can be a sounding board, a guide, and a source of support as you navigate the exciting and sometimes challenging world of finance.
That's a great point to end on. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of brokers. We hope you found it insightful and empowering. Remember, your financial journey is unique, Embrace the possibilities. Seek out knowledge and never stop learning.